So I first tried to take an AC test when I was in the Army. I tried to take the A5 brakes test and I bombed it. And I was like, oh man, I know cars. But the AC test, they're notoriously known to be both good and bad. And the reason why I say that is the people who can't pass them will say that they're not relevant, and the people who pass them will say they are relevant. And the thing about them is I think they're a really good test because they actually test your knowledge about this specific area. So when it comes to the brakes, like you might know disc brakes, you might not know drum brakes, you might know performance brakes, but the test tries to encompass everything. And that's what I like about ASC. Like it's a challenge. So what happened with me is I wanted to take these tests as a challenge, and being an Army guy, I could take them for free. And then I submit some paperwork and then they pay for the test. So it's kind of a win-win for me. So I originally took a few AC tests and then I was doing YouTube, and as a YouTuber, you're like, I need to make content. So I decided, all right, I'm going to make a video of how to pass, your AC test, and just one of them. And boom, it just started populating like that 2000 video. Like people were asking me questions, people were sending me messages like, your video helped me pass. And that was actually probably one of the biggest moments, because like the car videos is cool, but like now it was kind of impacting people's like careers and livelihoods. And so I started to buy all kinds of workbooks. So you have Motor Rage, which is a really good study guide, and you have Delmar, which is a good study guide. I'm a little biased, but they're both good and you need them both. And then AC has its own practice test. So what I would do is I would buy all the study guides, get the AC practice test, study, take the test. And then what I would do without breaking any terms of conditions or look like I was taking actual questions is right after I was done with the test, I was trying to do like in the movie Suits where Mike would try to remember everything. I'd go home and I'd just start jotting down everything I could remember from the test. And then I would try to develop how to communicate that without giving people test answers. And just tell people where to study, guide them to the right direction to study. So I started doing that for every test. So for the AAC Master Technician certification, you need about 8 tests. And then there's an advanced one called the L1, which is really hard. And so I took every single one and made a video of every single one. And then for the L1, I actually made a bunch of videos because I failed that test about 4 times. The videos do really well, a lot better than I would have assumed. And I think it's because people are telling me they're using them in actual schools, like trade schools. And that's not uncommon because there's a guy named McEwen, and I'm plugging in because he helped me when I was taking my test. He has videos too of him in his classroom. And I thought that was pretty cool because I was learning, he's essentially going over everything he's teaching like in a trade school. And my videos are essentially just how to pass the test. So the cool thing about it was like, a lot of people were showing these videos in educational places. And that's interesting because I just recently got offered a position at the local university as an automotive instructor. And the first thing they told me is that we can't use anything online except YouTube. So that's pretty cool, knowing that that's why people are using my videos for a lot of trade schools. So AAC is the certifying body for professionals, and it's the Automotive Service Excellence. And they're essentially the body that makes sure that they could test individuals for their car and technical knowledge. And that's important because a lot of us, whenever we go somewhere, either being a doctor or a lawyer, they usually have some type of certification or education. And a lot of people who've been working on cars, they do know a lot. But sometimes when you're hiring people or you're trying to see people's ability or just seeing if they have the discipline to go and study and take a test, that means a lot. So it kind of encompasses everything for a professional, automotive professional. It lets you know as an employer, lets you know as an individual that A, you do know your craft. And yes, you can be a good technician without an AAC, but it really ties everything in because if you could study and take the time to study and get your certification, it just says a little extra more about who you are. So there's a couple of differences. You have dealerships, you have your boutique shops, and you have like your big shops. And dealerships actually have their own certifications. So they will sometimes combine it. So they'll say, go get your AC certification, but you also have to get our certification. So you could be like a master Porsche technician or a master Audi technician. So they have their own pathways, but they usually blend it all together. And the AC certifications are good because they're kind of recognized across the board. Now, some shops don't care if you have it or not. They solely base it on, maybe a reference or your experience or maybe, your work ethic. But a lot of time it's just helpful to have that. It doesn't hurt to have it. In my opinion, it's not a very expensive journey to take, and it's just a good thing. And to be honest with you, taking these tests have only been beneficial towards me. Like, it's only giving me more confidence. Also, it gives me more credibility, honestly, like whenever I'm working on stuff, because being a master technician, like, you have to have the experience. Having your certification in general, you have to have your experience and you have to pass the tests and you have to keep up with those tests. But a lot of the times it's one of those things where, as a technician, the regular technician, if you know, like the regular people who work on cars, it's a stereotype that they're not usually good at academics. I think a lot of people could surprise themselves if they actually just try it. Anyone could sign up. It's just a matter of if you're going to be certified. So if you want to take the test, like, you could go right now, sign up on the AC website, and then go to your local testing center. It's usually like a university or a school or something, or like a testing center local to you. And you could go try out the test. And if you fail, you could try it again after 30 days. But if you pass, then in order for you to be certified, you have to submit your work experience. And it depends. Some are 2 years, 3 years, but there's a lot of different ways you could get that experience. So there are 8 AAC A-Series tests, which means automotive. In order for you to be a master automotive technician, a certified AAC master automotive technician, you need to pass all 8, and they need to be all current, and you need to make sure that all your work experience is met. And then you become a master AAC certified technician, and you get the gold patch, which looks like this. Once you become that, first off, like, you've accomplished something. You started 1 through 8 and you finished them all. And it takes a lot of studying, because there's just different types of things that, even as the greatest technician out there, you're not going to know everything. You're not going to be working on AC systems 24/7 or transmissions 24/7 or on engines. So you really actually helped yourself in your career. Now, what does it do for your career? Now, if you become a master technician and you don't have a lot of experience, maybe you have 5 years of experience, but you got your master certification, your experience is still going to trump the master certification. And the reason why is because all automotive shops know that if somebody's walking in and they have 25 years of wrenching experience and they have their master certification, that experience is going to trump. So that's what they look at first. But a lot of people are going to recognize, no matter how many years of experience you have, if you have that master certification, it's going to say a lot about you. And as far as for me, it's been a big game changer. I became a limited squad inspector because of my AAC certifications. I became an automotive instructor at a local university. I have the cool patch that I wear on my YouTube videos. And also, if you look at any jobs, especially government jobs or Department of Defense jobs, anything that usually pays a lot with the federal government when it comes to, any type of equipment, heavy duty equipment, trucks, anything like that, an AC certification is a requirement. So it might not be a requirement at a mom and pop shop, but when you start stepping up into some of these corporations, some of these big places, they need some type of certification that they can look at versus just an experience. I'm actually working on my world-class technician, which is a very tiny group of people who become a AC automotive master tech, a truck master tech, your L1, your L2, and auto body and other stuff. And so I'm going for that, and I'm at like test number 18 right now. I need 2 more to become a truck master tech, but I am stuck on transmissions because this is dealing with 18-wheeler type of stuff, big stuff. And this is really hard because I'm teaching myself all of this stuff. And I'll be honest with you, I've never really worked on an 18-wheeler. So I'm literally spending hours on YouTube watching people disassemble transmissions the size of a small car. I'm taking these tests and trying to teach myself. I'm buying every study guide. I even go to shops, which I recommend to people who email me. I go to shops and I just say, hey, I want to help. I don't mind if I sweep. I don't mind if I clean. I just want to see what you're doing, because sometimes you can't find that study material on YouTube, and you can't find that on study guides. Like, you actually have to watch somebody, disassemble a PTO and something like that. You just can't find anywhere at Barnes and Nobles. Like, you have to go watch it or go do it.
This month of VINwiki Car Stories is brought to you by Bridgestone, and the most exciting news out of Bridgestone is the brand new release of their Alenza Prestige tire. The Alenza Prestige Highway tire is for drivers who want a long-lasting, elegant, and comfortable ride without compromising at all on wet weather performance. Amazing tire that features their next generation Enlighten technology, as well as their Quiet Track technology, an in-groove feature designed to reduce tread pattern noise combined with a wide center rib that helps to deliver deliver a whisper-quiet ride with comfortable and responsive handling. So check them out now at the link in the description below to learn more about the Alenza Prestige tires from Bridgestone and the entire Bridgestone family of products.